Hey folks, Coach Gav here. So I had someone come in earlier on. So it's like Coach Gav, trainer for REAL Coach. Old habits die hard. So had someone come in earlier on. So kind of we got broken mid stride. And in the moment I was like, oh no. But in reality I was like, yes, because it gives me a chance to basically film this as kind of a two-parter or maybe even a three-parter. Who knows? What I'll do is I'll put a deadly little title on them all, and so we can link them all together. So even something like that, where in my head my plan was film this video, get the advice out there, YouTube, Facebook, social media, spread the word, try and help provide some immediate relief of some level to people. So it's kind of, hold on, no, sorry, what I was going to do there, I got a message on my phone and it completely sidetracked me there, so it kind of distracted me from the whole moment. But so the whole point here is this, right? Like I said, had a plan, film the video, get it out there. The plan changed, and sometimes when plans change, people lose their shit. I've often done that. So as I said in our previous videos, everything I talk about here is stuff I've gone through, stuff I've lived, real life experience. And that's one reason why you can pick a good coach. Now, there's a lot of good coaches around the world, in Newbridge and Naas Kildare, okay? People I would recommend may not be people you recommend, and people you may recommend may not be people I would recommend. But the beauty is, people will relate to you for a reason. It's not coincidence that a lot of my members and students are people with kids, or they're people who are just sick and tired of the way things are being done, and they're looking just to deal with honesty and reality, and they're looking to deal with straightforward, no bullshit situations, because that's what we put out there. So now, before anyone gets their knickers in a twist, I am not saying I am the only no bullshit coach in Kildare. I know at least of one more. Good pal of mine, Matty Nagel, over in the academy. Matty's no bullshit too, okay? And I know two of them, Sean O'Rourke, Shawnee Boy over in Titan Fitness in Allenwood. So I'm not claiming I own the market on any of this stuff, because guess what? I don't. Most of my Facebook feed is of other coaches from around the world sharing they're sharing similar content. They're sharing similar videos where they're sharing their situation, their story, how they got out of it, and then the lessons people could possibly learn from it to help get out of their own situation. And so none of this is for fluff or for hype. If anything, these videos are going to cause me more heartache than anything else, because a lot of stuff I talk about on here, I don't talk about to other people. Ask any of my ex-girlfriends, ask any of my family, did you know Gavin was going through? No, didn't know about it, okay? And that in itself is an issue. It's an issue I will address when I'm good and ready to address it then as well, okay? But the point here is this isn't about me. This is about what you can gather from my situation, how you can make your situation better. And also where training for REAL Coach will fit into that schedule. So also, we should do like a charity thing where the amount of I say in a video, we donate like €1 to charity, because we'd solve world hunger at that rate with the amount of times I say it. So yeah, when plans go awry, how do you react? How calm can you be in the eye of the hurricane? So when things are going insane, how calm can you keep yourself? Now, I'm not talking about kind of you go all Zen master and kind of, namaste. I'm saying calm is a relative thing. Once there's one person going slightly more nuts than you are, then technically you're the calmer person, okay? It's like when you're running away from a bear. You don't be the slowest person. Second slowest is fine. You don't get eaten first. So look, that's kind of the nature of it then as well. And one thing I like to say to our members then as well, and this is so years ago I was dealing with a client, and she was very intent on getting to a certain figure on the scales. She wanted to weigh X, all right? And she started at, okay, let's make up some numbers here. She wanted to get to 10 stone, let's say. And she was currently at 12 stone, 12, 13 stone, okay? She wanted to get down to it. She was so intent on 10 stone that no matter what progress she made, until she hit 10, she didn't feel she had made it. Even though her body shape completely transformed. Because when we do assessments, what we do is it's kind of a multi-level, or it's a multi-aspect assessment. So we like to know, what are you aiming for, where are you going? Do you want to look and feel a certain way, or is the number on the scales what really kind of has the most impact on if you consider if you're winning or not? So she had expressed to me that she wanted to look a certain way, and all the indicators were showing, kind of, if there was 10 questions, 9 out of 10 were all showing positive answers. She was lifting more, she was weighing less, she had a completely new wardrobe, her figure had changed so much. Confidence-wise was through the roof. All these things were huge indicators of actual real change that had happened. And she was 3 pounds off what her target point was. And we were there doing a session one day, and I could just see she just wasn't feeling it. Just not feeling it at all. Stop the session. Right, what's going on? What's happening? You're just in an absolute funk today. And that's, in general, being in a funk is fine, because we're going to come to that in a couple of minutes. But I knew it wasn't just your everyday, you kind of run the kind of the low end of the roller coaster of life. But it was, she was so like, she goes, I'm so frustrated. No matter what I do, I'm stuck at 10-3. I'm stuck at 10-3. I was going, hold up, stop. And then we sat down and explained the whole thing about where she was coming. And she goes, I look how I thought I would look at 10 stone. And therein was the issue. In her mind, she didn't have one method of success. Sorry, she didn't have one measurement of success. She had 2. On this side, she was like, I want to get to 10 stone. ... Because when I get to 10 stone, I will look like this. Okay? And in reality, if we shrink this one and say, ... I want to look like this. ... I want to feel like this. ... I want the type of confidence and happiness and strength of personality, physically, mentally, that comes with this here. Then you go, ... And whatever weight I am, who gives a crap? Okay? So flip it over. When you're chasing, or when you're pursuing something that you look like, I want to look like that, or I want to look as close to that as possible, it's a healthier target to have, because you can see how the body changes. You can see, I used to look like this and now I look like this, so we're getting there. As opposed to going, I need to be 10 stone, I need to be 8 stone, I need to be whatever. Because that's an awful lot of pressure on one very small, very volatile, very vulnerable, whatever term you want to use, your weight can go in a heartbeat. And for women out there, you know what I'm going to say, every month your weight can go up and down like an absolute roller coaster, which means as a coach to as someone who's a coach to a lot of females, that means at certain times of my month training wise, my stress levels go, as I'm trying to calm you guys down, saying that, look, this is a hormonal thing, it's fine, it's fluid, it's water weight, it'll pass and everything will be grand. Please don't freak out and burn down the house because you think you've gone backwards, because you probably haven't. Okay? So one of the things we hope with all our videos is that we can all understand there's a bigger picture here. You've probably seen Shrek, and they're talking about kind of the onions, where they're walking through the field and they're like, ogres are deep, or got layers of, like onions, where there's lots of layers to it. Okay? And that's what health and fitness is like. There's lots of layers to health and fitness as a whole concept. But there's also lots of layers to lots of layers. So there's lots of layers to a lot of the layers that make up health and fitness. So it's like the Lord of the Rings film. Okay, so if you've not seen it, quick backstory here. 12 people go on a journey, destroy a ring, save the world, problem solved. 12 main characters, okay? So it's like basically saying, here's the 12 main characters that make up health and fitness. And then you go, and each of those characters individually have their own set of conditions and stories and backgrounds. So nothing is massively straightforward. Is there easy to use plans? You betcha there is. And yes, we have a fairly successful one. And there's lots of gyms that have very successful ones out there as well. But obviously, we're going to talk about ourselves, because guess what? Why wouldn't we? So again, and all that information is also on YouTube. It's all here. It's all on our Facebook. It's on the website. The website's a work in progress, but all these different things then as well. But it all depends on where you're at in the journey, okay? And to use the Lord of the Rings as an example then as well, you know, let's say I stop two people on the street. And I say, right, person one, I stop two people on the street, they're both reading the Lord of the Rings, okay? It's a book originally. And I said to them, explain to me what's going on. If one person is 25% of the way through the book, they can only explain that much. If another person is 26, 27, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90% of the way through the book, they can explain a lot more and in a lot better detail. So depending on where you're at in your fitness journey, in your nutrition journey, in your training journey, and in your journey of life, different bits of advice will apply to you in different manners. All right? So that's kind of where we're going with that. Finally, after nearly 20 minutes of videos, coming around to the actual reason why I started filming it is it's about the roller coaster of life. And it's a daily roller coaster. The second we wake up and step foot out of bed, that we go off on. All right? So, I'm a reasonably confident guy. And on the surface and in a lot of the videos, it all comes across, yep, all right, Gavs, yep, fairly confident, he's got his shit together. And the reality is I don't. I have as much of my shit together as the next person does. And I'm perfectly fine with that. But what it is at the end of the day, when I sit down and when I head to bed in the evenings as well, I kind of go, was it a good day? Was it a bad day? If so, was it? And, you know, generally, they're all good days. There's bad parts to days, yes, absolutely. But it's how I react to them. And I find it kind of, I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason. So everything that's gone on so far today, the conversations I've had, have led me to this point to film these videos for you. And so, again, and that's the beauty of life, this domino effect where it brings you places that you may have no idea that you're going to go there. And then you go to those places and it's the best thing for you. So if you stopped me of 9 years ago, before when I became a trainer, and told me that whatever was going to come my way was going to come my way, I'd have gone, all right, you never know, because that's life too. You never know what's going to come your way. You just need to be, not that you need to be ready for it, because you can't really be ready for stuff that you don't know is going to happen. You know, in college we did business, we did accounting, we did marketing, communications, human resources, all the fitness stuff in the world. And even having done it all and having done reasonably well at it in college, and, you know, my years of experience in the supermarket and my years of experience with eventuality with Julie and Dave doing the event management down, and just all the different jobs I've had over the years, even with all those things, it still doesn't prepare you for this whole self-employed, running the gym kind of carry on. And, you know, kind of all the hassle you get off people when you're a teenager and in your 20s still doesn't prepare you for all the hassle and shit you get off people when you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s. Because guess what? People are still arseholes no matter what age they are. So, look, but that's life. And, you know, usually I'm not one for quoting films because I'm going to go, oh yeah, whatever. It's such an overdone thing. But, you know, the one from Rocky 6, which was just called Rocky, it wasn't actually Rocky 6, or was it? I think it was just Rocky Balboa, I think. That was, you know, it's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And, again, a shorter video was shot during the week where I referenced a quote from the Honey Badger, the American football player, where he said, no matter how bad of a day you're going through, just remember, you have a 100% record when it comes to coming through bad days. That's obviously, I've ad-libbed that a little bit there because he used Twitter and he definitely didn't have that many characteristics to use. But the fact you're watching this means that whatever's gone on before in your life, you have battled through it, you've overcome it, and you have woken up the next day to fight on. Or it means you're currently going through a battle, you're currently fighting on, and you're on the verge of being able to wake up victorious. And victory doesn't necessarily mean winning. Sometimes victory means not losing. Okay? So, like, it was... I just realized this video is going to take ages to upload because the internet's so slow. And there's so much in it. And for anyone that's gotten this far, thank you. Thank you for investing your time in this, because I know there's something in it. If you've watched 15 minutes of me sitting here rubbing my beard, trying not to cry after having a potato sandwich, you're definitely getting something from it. So, like I said, it's okay not to be okay. And I'm aware that when I'm filming this, there's a lot of stuff going on in Newbridge and Kildare and Naas with regards kind of people and their mental health and people kind of lives being lost. I'm not going to touch on it because that's not my area. That's not my thing. I don't know those people. I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, you can't miss the fact that it's happening. So it's hugely important. Again, on the surface, like, I know I've not got a bad situation. My life is not bad by any means or by any scale of comparison. It's not bad. I know that. But parts of it get so bad that you can't see the good in it. And I'm extremely fortunate to have such good indicators of what is good in my life. And I never underestimate or take for granted. People are going to lose their shit when they see this. I never take for granted what it is. So it's okay to have times where you go, whew, this is a bit of a rough patch, and you lose focus on the good temporarily. But I'm always fortunate enough now to be in a position where you can look back on something and say, no, you know what? It's not that bad. It's a little rough, yeah, for sure. But when the choppiness of the water levels off, it's not bad. We're doing pretty good here. Okay? So, and again, like I said, shooting this is probably going to be more harm than good, because someone I know or someone I'm related to is going to see this and they're going to watch 20 minutes of me yapping here to go, oh, I wonder what's Gav talking about in this video, because most of his videos are fun and lighthearted. And it's safe to say this isn't as fun and lighthearted as some of the other ones are. But guess what? That's why I'm filming this, so that everyone can see the comparison of life. Because it's like the yin and the yang. That's the good and the bad, the light and the dark. They go hand in hand. And so, because, like, sometimes I like to call it the black dog, where the black dog is at my door or the black dog is on my chest, okay? And I don't call it depression because it's to me, it's not depression. And to me, depression is such a serious illness. You can't be flippant and go, oh yeah, I was feeling a bit depressed. No, stop it. If you are, you are, and that's fine. If you're just fairly sad or you're just not having a good patch, then that's what it is. Don't go call it something it isn't. That's like saying, oh yeah, I scored a goal in Old Trafford, when in reality, all you did was you scored a goal on the Kildare County pitch. Yes, you scored a goal. Yes, you were on a pitch. Yes, the sport was the same, but no, it was not in Old Trafford. It wasn't in front of 74,000 people. So yes, you can feel sad. Yes, you can feel down. Yes, you can have anxiety attacks that will bring you to your knees and your hands and your knees, and it will cripple everything. But don't say you've got something if you don't have it. That's what I'm saying. So you see the comparison there? And it's something I did before. When kind of when you had all these things in as well. And this is, again, and there's no to put people at ease here. this isn't triggered by any of the events in Newbridge or Nace, or this isn't triggered, it's just, I felt this is the time to, because in reality you could watch this 6 months from now and I'll most likely be in a completely different place. Fingers crossed. So it doesn't mean you go, Jesus, what happened to Gavin in March? And it's just like we said in previous videos, transitioning the business, making a move, re-establishing ourselves and helping kind of spurt the growth. There's a lot of pressure that comes with it. Pressure I brought on myself, might I add. So very rarely would people hear me bitch and moan about how tough things are, because that was my choice and I own it. I own every single one of them, good, bad or indifferent, and the one or two that were excellent. Okay, I own all of them. All right, and I do that for every aspect of my life, and whatever consequences are from these videos being out there, I will own them too. All right, so own your problems, because there'd be nothing worse if I removed myself if I cloned myself and was sitting here. So Gav 1 was saying, oh man, the struggle is this and it's that and it's frustrating and it drives me up the wall and this and that. Gav 2 would be like, stop it, stop whinging. You're in that position because of what you've done before. So you will live with it when it's good and you will live with it when it's not so good. All right? So you see, we and like life, we ramble off point here. Again, we've covered so much in this video. I'm not even going to try and summarize it because there's 22 minutes of it here now. But that's just this video alone. And yes, this is soothing or therapeutic to me. Not because, oh great, I'm sharing my story with the world. Because for those of you that really know me, I'm not massively great with people. At times, so I just no, that's not a great way of putting it. I'm just not great with attention. I for someone who works with the public an awful lot, and I enjoy our own little our community, our facility, our dojo, our familia. I like my life to be my life. I like it being reasonably private. Oh, but why do you share it all on Facebook then? Because Facebook to me is a business tool. It's a method. It's an approach for me to get stuff out there then as well. And for every 5 or 10 people to be like, you shouldn't have said that. Did you see the state of your man? And I know I'll walk down Newbridge at some stage and someone will have seen it and go, Jesus Christ, that's your man over there. Okay, and it won't bother me. It won't bother me in the slightest. Because again, like I said, when you live without lies, and when you live in truth, and when you live in facts, there's a freedom that comes with it. I remember years and years and years and years ago, a girlfriend I had at the time, it was just not the lies weren't major. They were just saying, like, they didn't want to go out drinking a couple of nights, so they were just telling the people that were asking her about going out drinking that we were away or we were sick or we were whatever. And I was going, why not just tell them you don't want to go for a drink? And she'd be like, oh no, you can't tell these girls that you cannot go for a drink with them because they will think you're some kind of weirdo lunatic. So if you're watching this, you know who you are. We went through that situation. And I was kind of going, that's insane. If you don't want to do something, just say, no, you're grand, I don't want to do it. And yes, there'll be an initial level of uncomfort or awkwardness in the moment, but it'll pass. Because everything passes. Everything passes. So there really is no way of summing this up. I'm just going to knock it on the head in a couple of minutes. So I'm just trying to go through my head here to see if there's anything else. And it's again, I know a lot of my kind of stuff is parenting wise. And for those of you who again are following us on social media, and well, not us again, because I'm trying to keep my gym stuff or my Training for Warrior stuff and my own personal stuff separately. So I got to bring Freya swimming for the first time Tuesday. Mentioned that in the video, and fantastic experience. Just meant the absolute world to me. And yeah, Freya's 4 now, and Freya's been swimming for about 18 months, and yesterday was the first time. And again, as we mentioned in the previous video, because as I talk about it now, I remember I spoke about it earlier. But yeah, kind of there's all good. Well, not that there's good reasons. There's reasons why it's taken 4 years for me to bring her on her first lesson. And yeah, some of it's a schedule stuff work wise. So straight away, my response is, hold up, wait a minute. Well, why don't we try and change your schedule a little bit so you can do this on the regular, and it's not a one-off thing, or it's not a strange occurrence. So that is one part of it then as well. But so things are going to come along at the time that, again, to mention what I spoke about, you are where you are. You're exactly where you need to be for this exact moment in life. And, again, I'm a big fan of Paul Mort in the UK. And Morty knows it. And anyone who, not kind of like weird stalker fan, like Morty's a mentor of mine. And anyone who follows our page knows I reference Morty an awful lot, and I reference some of the lessons he's taught me. And so Morty himself has videos out, the Unstoppable Bastard series. That's right, we just cursed on YouTube and Facebook. So I guarantee my mom's giving me a clip in the ear for that. So, but with the series then as well, I relate to an awful lot of what's in it. And there's some stuff I don't, and that's perfectly cool. So each week, every Sunday, 8 p.m, he releases it, and my mind just goes, mine just keeps blowing, because he keeps coming out with stuff and I'm going, I can kind of relate to that. I can see how that lesson there can be applied to myself. And it's okay for that to happen, because sometimes you'd see people they be fans of someone, or they be recommending somebody, you kind of go, Jesus wept, give us a break. You can't be, how can you like something someone does so much? And I do, because everything he says, it's just, I relate to it. Same with Martin Rooney, the coach's coach, trainer for Warriors. Everything Martin puts out, I'm going, love it, because I relate to it. And it's like when your favorite band puts out a new album. You love it. You listen to every song 10 times in a row, and you're telling everyone about it. And they're going, what? Who are they? Because, but that's fine. That doesn't take away from your excitement from it. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. I hope you've gotten something from it. And what I wanted people to get out of this video, firstly, doesn't matter. Because you will take from it whatever you take from it. And once you take something, fantastic. The reason why I filmed it was to kind of explain the roller coaster of daily life, where things are going to go up and things are going to go down, and it's going to be a big turnaround for a lot of things. And that's all right, because sometimes just knowing other people are on the roller coaster too, and you it makes things a little bit more understandable. It makes it a little easier. It might not necessarily get the black dog off of you. It might just put the black dog, give it the Heisman, just push it away a little bit. Give it a stiff arm. Just give you enough breathing room to kind of move on and progress and go forward with it. And whatever you're going through, I'm sure there's, be it little or small or large or whatever. It's real as little and small are the same thing. Be it little or large, or no matter how serious it is. If you're going through it, it is serious. It's serious to you and it matters to you. So just because it wouldn't matter to somebody else, that doesn't belittle how important it is to you. So yeah, there's plenty of people out there, and just I'd be crap if I was Dr. Phil. I suppose just try not to be too nervous. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have these things go on. Just try your best to kind of steady the ship a little, ride it out, win the battle and come back and to kind of win the war overall. Alright guys, we're going to knock it here. It's nearly an hour of videos. I thank you for your time. No, don't go emailing me asking me if I'm alright. I am very much alright. Things are extremely good. This is for you. This is for you guys and girls to see and to go, you know what? Okay, I'm not alone. And even people who appear on the surface to have all their shit together, they're going through stuff too. So it's alright for me to go through stuff and not have my shit together. Because it is alright. Okay? I'll talk to you soon. Be strong. God bless. Bye.